Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe. And in today's video, we're going to be doing our Walking Dead Q&A video, our final Daryl Dixon Q&A video before the premiere this weekend on AMC and AMC Plus, of course. I definitely wanted to go over some of your final comments and final things before we jump into the big season. Obviously, the review will be Sunday morning, as you all know, of course, as I always do, which means the Let's Chit Chat videos will be on Saturday. So we got 2 more days of Walking Dead content after this. And then we're here, you know what I'm saying? So join me as we count down, of course, and get ready for the return of Daryl Dixon. Now, there was a sneak peek that came out that I did want to give my brief thoughts on. It wasn't anything too major, but it was, you know, a sneak peek of sorts. But there is a new clip out of Julian. He basically kind of runs into Daryl and Carol for the first time, and they kind of catch, you know, a little bit of noise going on in the middle of the night. So they basically go out there and, you know, try to find whatever's going on. And you see Julian, this happy-go-lucky guy, which I thought was kind of crazy. He's kind of tripping over his words. He kind of doesn't know what to say, you know what I'm saying? You could tell he hasn't had a human interaction in probably a hot minute because, well, based off the trailers, we know that he is the last Englishman in England, right? So we know that he's been on his own for a good long time. So yeah, it's pretty insane. But anyway, he kind of lifts the rabbits up basically, and he's just like, "Hey, you hungry?" You know, and they kind of leave the sneak peek there. So very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him for the one episode that he's in. Y'all know my predictions. I think he's dead as hell. I think they're overhyping the hell out of him. Although if he survives, I mean, I'd be awfully happy because it looks like the whole episode's about him. So I'm hoping that he does survive, but I don't think so. I think he's going to be there on their journeys, and then he's going to die pathetically as they crash in Spain. So that is going to be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, very excited to see what he's about. Cool sneak peek nonetheless. But yeah, let's get into your questions and Q&A comments. The first one for today comes from Horizon, who says that, Dan, I will say the biggest question I have for you is, do you think that we will get a Rick and Daryl reunion? And do you think that it is possible at all to see that happen potentially overseas? Or when do you think this is going to happen? Well, honestly, y'all, I mean, y'all know me. I've addressed this situation many times. You know, it is crazy to see because this is the most asked question I get all the time for Walking Dead. And to be honest, I'm not just responding to one person here. I'm responding to a lot of people because a lot of people say, Dan, when do you think we're getting the reunion? When do you think we're getting it? To be honest, I don't think it's a priority for them, which is insane given the fact that they are like the 2 main characters of the Walking Dead brand, but it doesn't seem to be important to them. Why, you may ask? Well, you'd have to ask Gimple that one. I don't know what's going on in his brain that makes him think that the Rick and Daryl reunion is not like immediate like importance, you know what I'm saying? But it isn't, apparently. So in terms of when do I think it's gonna happen, we'll be lucky if we get it next year. We'll be lucky. Like, if the Daryl Dixon show ends and he goes home and sees Rick, we are some lucky ducks, y'all. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just being real. Honestly, that is like the best case scenario right now. The more realistic scenario is like waiting till like 2030 or maybe longer. You know what I'm saying? Really drag this thing out, really milk it for all it's worth. That's what Walking Dead does. I mean, these spinoffs are examples. Like, we don't need to watch these stupid spinoffs, but they're releasing them anyway because, they know that we like Negan and Maggie and Daryl and this. So they're like, okay, well, people will watch that for a few years while we kind of figure out what we're going to do next. I guarantee that's Gimple's mindset. Like, these are little plot fillers that he puts out there and says, all right, we'll stall people for that for a few years while we make whatever next phase we make, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee that's what these are. Which is really lazy on his behalf. It really is. And I'll call him lazy because, I mean, like, literally, they've called out us reviewers before saying that we're not qualified to have opinions, so, I mean, when you treat us reviewers like that, we're gonna clap back. Yeah, you're lazy, Gimple. You're absolutely lazy, and you're not getting any better. As a matter of fact, you're out of your prime completely. You used to be really good. Your writing used to be superb. Nowadays, it's generic and lame and sloppy. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people could agree with me. Gimple has lost his touch 100%. So in that, I would say their reunion, 2030. If we're being realistic, 2030. If we're lucky, next year, but I truly think 2030, honestly. I think they're going to milk this for all it's worth, and they're going to wait until they can't do anything else, and then they'll be like, fine, here you go. You know what I'm saying? That's 100% what they're doing. The next one comes from Action, who says that I have a feeling the new showrunner for The Walking Dead, Dead City, Seth Hoffman, was hired by Scott Gimple in order to keep the franchise going for his ultimate crossovers and all that other stuff. Getting a little worried for Dead City Season 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried about it too, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm just accepting that these spinoffs are just goofy side stories, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to take logic out, which is hard to do because The Walking Dead used to be one of the most grounded television shows of all time. Zombies are not. It used to be one of the most grounded stories you'll ever see. You know, the characters and the authentic writing and the way they spoke to each other and the scenarios, it all felt so grounded and real. Nowadays, you don't get that with Walking Dead. Nowadays, it's more so like, oh, you know, Daryl flies to this and this. You know, it's like, oh, okay, sure he does, you know? So, I don't know. That's kind of where The Walking Dead is, you know, gotten itself lately, which is unfortunate because I missed the glory days when it was really good and it was like, oh shit, like this is, you know, this is important material, you know what I'm saying? This is really valuable stuff. You don't unfortunately get that anymore, which is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But I will say, I think you're right. This whole, you know, Seth Hoffman trope, I think Gimple hired him. I think Gimple hired him so that this guy would be kind of on his leash, you know what I'm saying, so that he can do whatever crossover bullshit, you know, he wants to do in France for some reason, which I never will understand why they're going to take Negan and Maggie to France if that is what they're doing, but it looks like that's what they're doing. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the direction they're heading in, right? That's what they're going to do with it, and that's mental. That's absolutely insane, but is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. The next one comes from K-Dog, who says that, Dan, honestly, can we address the elephant in the room here? If Negan and Maggie can go to France in Season 3 of Dead City, then why on earth can't Rick and Michonne go there too? I mean, they have all the technology, moving helicopters, a bunch of equipment, advanced soldiers, advanced technology. Why can't they go over there, but Negan and Maggie can? Right, that's what I've been saying. I mean, that's what I've been saying about Dead City the entire time. You know, Daryl Dixon's overseas, so I get the logistics there. But The Walking Dead Dead City with this war with the Barazi and the this and that, it is a plot hole if y'all think about it. Like, why doesn't Maggie just go back to Commonwealth, get some people, round them up? They would fucking annihilate them, y'all. They would annihilate any threat in New York City. You know how easy it is for the CRM to just bomb the shit out of these people and just say, screw you. Like, I don't understand why Maggie doesn't do that. I also don't understand why she lives at the Bricks, one of the most shitty-looking locations when she could be living in a luxury, you know, nice, you know, fucking mansion, low-key, in the Commonwealth, and, you know, living large, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand the logic there, you know? And some people may say, well, Dan, you know this, Maggie's, you know, she's a kind of a lone wolf, you know, she's kind of a not asking for help type of gal, you know what I'm saying? Which is true, but I still don't think Maggie would let it go this far, you know? It's convenience for the story. It's convenience for the writing. And does Maggie and Negan even know that Rick's been back for all these years? Don't know. They're not telling us. So, you know, again, a lot of frustrating elements. It's very frustrating because if they know about Rick being alive, they're just not mentioning it, or they've been out there that long and they just haven't seen Rick. Either option's stupid. So, I mean, I don't get the logistics. I don't get the idea behind it. I'm not going to ever understand the idea behind it, but it is what it is. Now, finally, we have one from Judith, not the Judith, but, you know, a Judith fan account, who says that, Dan, this could be good, this crossover with Dead City to France. Maybe we could get more of the walkers that they missed the opportunity to show in Daryl Dixon, maybe a bit more lore on the outbreak and stuff. They're not going to do that. I hate to burst your bubble. They're not going to do it, unfortunately, because, you know, I agree with you. I think it would be a great idea to explore that stuff, but I don't think Gimple's doing it. I'm starting to notice that he's phasing these variants out completely, like as if like they didn't happen for some reason, which is weird considering, but that's the route he seems to be going. It's really odd. So, I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see what ends up happening. Definitely wanted to kind of throw in one final Q&A for y'all. Of course, before the Daryl Dixon premiere, we'll be doing more discussion videos as we get closer for the last couple more days. And we got Dexter, Peacemaker, I mean, a bunch of stuff coming up tomorrow. There will be another Dexter video tomorrow. I was going to do one today, but I'm a little crammed for time, so put this one out here for y'all, though, and then tomorrow we'll do another Dexter video, more Walking Dead content, and all that fun stuff. So, thank y'all for watching. If you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe, so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies did a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a straight fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.